Habibi.
Trading is all about experience. It's to feel the adrenaline running through our veins. Like all the things we do that excite us. Whatever world we come from or live in, there are people that are born to succeed. They're called special, to hustle every day for an opportunity of a lifetime. Looking for the challenge to shape our future is something that's in our DNA. A privilege just available for a few. Traders, we see things differently, paying attention to every small detail that would maybe go unnoticed by the common eye. On or by the edge is our playground, with a constant strive for glory, seeking for a new tomorrow. Do you feel special? Take back control of your investments.
Welcome, 1212, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Leave a comment in the chat if you can hear me. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
We can hear you in the Zoom, at least.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good, very cheap. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. And you, Thomas?
I had a nap. I had a nap for 30 minutes.
Me as well, before.
And then woke up. I had no idea where am I. Where am I? Got myself espresso with 2 Raffaellos. Do you know what's a Raffaello?
Yeah, the white one with the coconut, right?
Oh,
yeah,
love it.
That's
almond,
good.
almond and coconut.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes. You can't sleep more than 15-20 minutes, otherwise you're gonna wake up in a different planet.
Yeah, it's dangerous. But here I am, and today apparently we have something called Das Non-Fun Payroll. Which is going to be released in 32 minutes.
Hello, Thomas.
Hello, Amy.
How are you?
Yeah, very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I always see you, but no man around.
No, what?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Amy, we have non-fun payrolls in 31 minutes. Do you think we can put together an analysis?
I think so. I listened to your briefing this morning, and what we were saying is that obviously we looked at the numbers. It looks as if for July, the US have added more jobs, which means that it's inflationary. The labour market, the US labour market, is also strong. So I think, as we said, it could be a sell for gold. I haven't actually put any trades on at the moment, to be fair.
It's alright. How long have you been trading, Amy?
Like with following you for the last 2 weeks, but actually last week because you was on holiday, so we didn't actually get any sessions like this. So really, it's just been a few days. Trading generally, I've been doing it for about 4 years.
All right. So you get a pretty much you get experience. 4 years is a lot. It's good.
It's a lot, but it's difficult because you know what it is, Tamas. You go through so much education, spent thousands on education, only to be left overwhelmed. So I've actually picked up a lot. Obviously, I did some courses in London, did like weekend courses, spent thousands on those courses. They don't actually follow up with you. So I've actually now just looked at a lot of like supply and demand. I started looking at supply and demand. I started looking at ICT. But the only bit, as I said to you before, that didn't make sense to me was the data. I don't understand the data. So that's what I'm picking up now as I've joined you.
Yeah, it's a bit different than all the other courses and everything,
Yeah.
but that's my way of teaching. You mentioned you did courses in London. Did you do amplified trading?
No, I did learn to trade. Have you heard of them? I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have.
I did. We actually went to Learn to Trade seminar. Was it Learn to Trade? Yeah, I think Paul and Alex, when I was at uni, they went to the Learn to Trade seminar,
Yeah.
and they were in the front row, and they were just laughing at the guy because he was just like,
Crazy.
yeah, just like he was like, I'm gonna show you how to make money. Yeah, but how you make money? And he wasn't telling it. He was just like, buy the course, buy the course. It's like, God,
Yeah, it's thousands of pounds as well. It's not cheap.
what?
And I did, unfortunately, did pay. Well, I say unfortunately, I think you kind of live and learn. I think it did give me some understanding, but to be fair, I mean, I've been kind of just looking at indicators. I looked at the MACD, I looked at the oversold, the overbought, you name it. I've looked at a lot of indicators, and even those indicators usually lag and they don't overly make sense. So I'm kind of now, I want to kind of just trade or do a few trades, not even a few, just a couple of trades a week, and that's it. I don't want to be sitting at the charts all day long.
Yeah, exactly. And do you know when are the best times to trade? When
So
it's certain.
yeah, so what I've heard is like Mondays isn't usually Mondays the markets are pretty quiet. But around the news time it kind of feels like either just before the news,
Yeah.
you know, during the news if you know what you're doing, and obviously afterwards, I guess. But yeah, it's been a difficult journey, Tamas, I have to say. It's not been easy.
No. It's losses, financial losses, loss
Yeah.
of family members, boyfriend, girlfriend, friends. But the thing is, going back to the thing like
Husbands.
when to trade is, you know, most of the new traders, they absolutely frustrated because they tried the London session, doesn't work. Try the
Yeah.
New York session, doesn't work. Try both, doesn't work. Then let's stay up, pull an all-nighter, do an Asian session. It just doesn't work. And, you know, yeah, some of them are better than the others, but there is no consistency, there is no schedule. And then they always come back to the economic calendar because that is the most certain thing in trading. For
Yeah.
example, the jobless claims and NFP, it's always at the same time. Every single week, 2:30 on a Thursday, jobless claims, initial and continuous. NFP is always the first Friday of each month, 2:30 European
Yeah.
time. It's the most certain thing. You don't need to sit around in charts. You need to follow news. You need to understand economics. You need to understand what's happening with the US and,
Yes.
you know, all the yields. But then all you have to do is just, you know exactly when are the times to make money. You sit down in front of the computer. You know everything. Yeah, it doesn't work all the time because we have surprises on the data. But at least you have certainty in your life. You sit down, you try your luck, you win or lose. But if technical analysis is great, but I use technical analysis only to enter for trades. Also, I like to look at charts. Sometimes it's absolutely magical and scary how. But when I do the macroeconomic analysis and I look at the chart and it confirms the macro analysis, so it's sometimes it's scary that you can actually see things in the charts, but in reality, it's actually just the financial news that drives the market. But anyway, we talked about NFP, and it's going to be released in
20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
20 minutes? No, 26 minutes.
20, yeah, 20, 26, 25 minutes. So we should put together some kind of analysis, because not everyone is in the alpha community. Not everyone had the privilege to join the morning briefing and have the full analysis. Again, I have to emphasize that NFP is one of the most overhyped data releases, and if you look at the previous NFP data releases, it is one of the most incorrectly forecasted.
Good morning, Thomas.
Morning is one of the most, like, if you look at the previous ones, I guarantee that there was only 1 or 2 in the past 2 years when they got it right, it was bang on, actual with the forecast. And if you look at the standard deviation, you know, forecast was 185, actual was 517,000. What the fuck? It's crazy. It's 3 times, literally 3 times than the forecast. Yeah, sometimes they got it okay, but sometimes, you know, most of the times they got it absolutely wrong. There's always a big surprise. That's why traders love NFP. There's loads of money to make, loads of money to lose. So you need to know what you're doing. If you're not confident, if you're a new trader, I highly recommend to don't trade NFP or just use a demo account. But most importantly, just watch how market is reacting to the data. Now, I trading for a long time, and I've been following NFP for a long time. I'm an economist, but it doesn't mean it's, you know, I'm always right. But the thing is that I'm crazy enough to follow every single freaking economic data, and that here is the proof. You can see that how many NFPs I actually followed and traded, and this is just the past 1 or 2 years, and it's going on and on and on. Long story short, what I wanted to show you is the analysis. Yeah, let's do some analysis. How about that?
Yeah,
You guys know the drill. You guys know the drill. Positions are ready. It's it's running in profit, so you know the drill. But those who just joined the stream, let me show you how we get to this point where we're actually sitting already in profit. And it's not to overhype myself, but I want to overhype myself. No, just kidding. So how we get to the point where we are in a winning position, it's not always like this, but I did a front running on the market, and the full analysis starts with macroeconomics. Always macroeconomics, no matter what. I always start with the news, try to understand what's happening on the market, what drives the market, what everyone is talking about, what the street is talking about. It's very important that you understand what are the key headlines, the major news. See, what are the major news? And if you see nothing interesting, for example, there was the sovereign bond, US sovereign bond, the rating agency downgraded. That was a good news. We traded GBP Japanese yen and stocks. But if there is no interesting news that can drive the market, I'm talking about monetary policy, interest rate decision, treasury yields. Now that is an important news. Treasury yields surge after US steps up plan to borrow more money. Wow, that is very important news. We already have something to trade. Now, macroeconomics, the first news, the most important news is inflationary. Remember that. So once we read all the news on Bloomberg and Financial Times and Reuters and, you know, the major ones, then we go down into the fundamentals and look at what do we have in the day. We know there's manufacturing payrolls and on-farm payrolls. It's kind of rude, isn't it? So we know exactly that NFP is coming up. So we had an inflationary news. We know that NFP is coming up, but it's not enough. You need to understand what happened yesterday, last week, last month, and last year. It's no joke. Labor market data is one of the most released data because we have initial and continuing jobless claims on a weekly basis. We have ADP and JOLTS just before NFP. So we have many data to gauge the US economy. If you look back on the previous ADP non-farm employment data. This week, Wednesday, many people already forgot about it. Made some good money on this. And this week, ADP number was actually a big surprise. ADP non-farm employment is similar to NFP. It can help to forecast NFP, not always, but it can help. And
எத்தனை
this
பேர்
week,
இன்னைக்கு இந்த தேவடியா காவ வாங்க போறான்னு தெரியல.
Yeah, tough me, Danny.
Bro, yaro, someone is speaking bad words, bro.
yeah, this is Indian guy.
Tamil ade, bro, ஏன் bro இப்படி பண்றீங்க?
Manji. He was kicked out. But anyway.
Tamil மானத்தை வாங்காத bro.
Yeah, he's speaking Tamil. So, ADP this week was a big surprise, which shows that the labor market is still strong. So, this is the second thing. We had an inflationary data, inflationary macro news, treasury yields going up. When yields are rising, gold is falling. The second thing is we have a still strong labor market data. So actually the first two steps confirming that we can expect some sales this week on NFP. And the third thing is once you put everything together, you look at the NFP forecast. And the forecast is ridiculous. The deviation is only 9k. I showed you previously that how NFP, the deviation usually is, can be huge, can be as 3 times. Look at that, 111,000, 106,000 difference, 185 forecast, 517 actual. And this week they put here a 200k, which is outrageous. It's good for us because there's going to be a surprise. So we have everything to make the analysis. And when we have all the information, macroeconomics and fundamentals, we go down to the technicals. Now, important before we go down to the technicals to show you the last 3 NFP results. So the last results back on 10th of July, it was actually deflationary. This was a loss. I remember when I traded, I lost on this one because I wasn't expecting a deflationary data. And it was a 226 pip gain because the data was deflationary. So it was lower than expected. So it's deflationary and gold pumped. Now, 2 months before, this was actually a good win and we won more than we lost on last month because the data came out very inflationary, 339,000 versus 180. So more than double, 2.5%, 2.5 times. And it has led into minus 400 pip drop on NFP because it was inflationary. And the previous one to that was, again, there's very inflationary data, very strong labor market, jobs market, resulted in 415 pips loss. So it's very simple, and you can understand that it's economics and fundamentals that drives the market, not trend lines and technical analysis. But technical analysis is important to look for entries. So once we identified the macroeconomic perspective, we check the fundamentals, and all that, then we can start looking at the charts. So the general bias for me today is going to be a sell. It's not financial advice because NFP is one of the most misforecasted and overhyped data, so you have to approach these analysis with caution. And if you're not a seasoned trader, just don't even trade. Just watch how the data is going to react. So we know that my bias is bearish on gold today because we have inflationary data on the labor market. We have inflationary news. The US just wants to borrow more money, i.e. printing more money, so it's going to inflate inflation. You look at the chart, since yesterday we have consolidation. which was quite unfortunate, even though we had... no, actually, yesterday, the initial jobless claims and content jobless claims was in line with the forecast, so I just quit trading because there was no surprise, there was no point, and I made the right decision because gold, since that, is moving sideways. Now, if everything goes well, and if we have an upper surprise, so if we're going to have a higher NFP number, which is very inflationary because the more jobs being created, the more salaries being paid, the more money is being spent in the economy, and the higher the inflation is. Remember that we currently have a wage inflation in the US. So the higher the NFP is going to translate into a sell on gold. A lower NFP number is deflationary, which is a bullish factor for gold because, lower NFP means less jobs being created, less salaries being paid, less money is being spent in the economy. But in my personal opinion, this is my personal view, not a financial advice, the labor market is still too strong. And today we have a very narrow 9K deviation between the previous and the forecast. I think it's going to be an upward surprise, in my opinion. And if we have an upward surprise, higher NFP is going to sell off gold. But what if gold isn't going to be a... what is the NFP is going the other way? Well, first, if NFP is higher than expected, I'm already in the sell. But if NFP is higher than expected, it's going to smash through 1930 and revisit 1921. I would say that's a reasonable target. If we have a mixed data or, because we have other data as well in the economic calendar, we have participation rate, we have average hourly earnings, which also another important factor. If you have mixed data, we could have a buy then use and sell effect type of scenario where gold is going to smash through the stop loss, somewhere retesting the weekly pivot, and then when the smart money comes in, it's going to be a big sell. Or if we have completely the opposite to my forecast, completely the opposite, if we have a much lower number, so if the economic calendar is actually right this time, so it's going to be a 200k or even less number printed, in that scenario gold is going to revisit 1953. So here are the three scenarios we have. Any questions so far?
Thomas, because the NFP is so volatile, are we expecting a pump or spike? I'm thinking about the stop loss. Are we going to widen our stop loss because of the volatility?
Well, it's possible. So we never know how volatile it's going to be. Maybe it's just going to immediately melt to 1921. Maybe it's going to spike first, so pump and then dump. We don't know. That's the beauty of NFP, and that's the risk of NFP. So if you look at my chart, usually I traded 5 to 10 lots. But since the beginning of August, because August is lack of liquidity, is one of the worst months to trade. What I'm doing is I'm cutting my position sizes in half because historically I lost most of the money in August, believe it or not. It's just shit season. So what I did in the past few years is I cut always my position size into half. Therefore I'm limiting the risk of losing more money. And if you haven't made enough money since January, you're not gonna make it in August, I guarantee that. But anyway, so I cut the position in half, which allows me to have a wise stop loss. So I have two positions, and if I put it to even 100 pips above, that's still 1% below my... So I'm losing less than 1%, even if I have 100 pip stop loss. And this is the reality of trading. Sometimes, when you hear that professional traders or bank traders don't use stop loss, that's the reason why they don't have to use a stop loss, because they have risk limits. They're not allowed to place crazy huge lot sizes. They're trading with millions and billions of euros, so even the smallest movement is making them hundreds and thousands, but they're only using small positions, small contracts, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. Small lots, be patient, be careful, and use just a bit wider stop loss. And yes, we could have volatility. So I have 2 cells. I'm gonna put it into break even. I'm gonna put 1 stop loss here. We could have volatility on NFP. Of course, we are going to have volatility depending on the data. And I am bearish on NFP exactly for the reasons I explained. I think the labor market and jobs market is still too strong. Yeah, I believe the labor market is still too strong, and I was front running the market because my bias is sell. But please, NFP is one of the most overhyped and the most incorrectly forecasted economic data. You can see in the previous results that it's always off the forecast by far 2-3 times. So
Thomas,
if you
can I ask you, you know that predicted number that we've got for NFP, is that additional new jobs that the US have added?
Well, it could be since the COVID is actually could be all jobs that have been posted. So it's not necessarily new jobs, they could be existing jobs just re-advertised.
Okay. Okay.
Thomas, I have a question. It haven't happened before, but just in case the forecast of the data is the same at 200,000, what would be our move for that?
I think it's a buy. That would be a buy.
Thank you.
But the market is front running. You can see it's running in since I posted the analysis, it's running in 30 50 pips. So I think the market maybe thinks the same way as I do.
Are they all watching your channel?
Pardon?
Are they all watching your channel?
Maybe, but 828 people watching the channel. Welcome everyone to the Alpha Facts. If you're new to the stream, welcome. I'm trying to explain trading a bit differently than Instagram Lambo traders. So more fundamentals and macroeconomics and less technical. There are technicals, of course. How can we get insider news? Just join the Alpha community. No joke. If you want to join the community, look right into the chat. I'm posting a link. I'm doing daily briefing, and Amy mentioned that she did many courses and she was left alone. And I think I can proudly say that I'm not one of those who leave anyone behind who join.
True story. I can vouch for Thomas.
Thank you. One person is behind me. How awesome is that?
That doesn't sound right, but that's okay.
Yeah, I can.
I'm still here. I'm by
I
your
think
side
most of us
every time.
Aww.
You got me, Thomas. Thomas.
Hey, Dorothy, where are you? You down in Spain?
Not yet, no. Just in my garden a little bit, just for a few minutes. I'll go back in a minute. Just get some fresh air. Next week. Finally. God.
I'm so envy you.
34 degrees.
I'm going to block you.
You just came back from holiday, Thomas.
Well, I was building my house. I was looking after the builders. I wasn't on
Okay.
Costa Rica or Bali.
Okay.
You were looking at the builders.
Yeah, I was looking at the builders and after the builders, over the builders, behind the builders, because you would imagine these people, it's a different breed.
Thomas, Because I joined late, I'm just gonna quickly ask you if you mentioned the unemployment rate in combination with any of the data.
No, I haven't. I'm focusing on NFP. Unemployment rate, in my opinion, is still too strong. We could have some effect, but I think it's still very, very strong. So let me just quickly do something. Oh, now gold is going up. Okay, I'm gonna reduce the positions because, you know, NFP we can have a surprise. And NFP is one of the most misforecasted data. So not to give you false signals. Okay. So unemployment rate, let me just show you. It's 53 years low. If you look at the data, where is unemployment rate? Oh, there you go. It's 3.6%. So the last time, yeah, obviously we have to omit COVID because that was a very, very different situation. So the last time it was actually this low, 3.5, 2020, but it was 3.5% back in the 1970s, and 3.4 back in the 1970s. This is how strong the labor market is. And I'm gonna cut the position even further. So I have GJ. That's fine. But gold, I'm going to reduce the risk because it's August. 2.7. Yeah, I'm gonna book £300. Let's get some ice cream money. Good. Right, guys, 4 minutes. What do you think? Is NFP going to be a surprise today? Higher or lower? Oh, there's 2 memberships available. I'm going to close it down. And I actually, Amy gave me a good idea. I'm going to raise the prices for a lot.
Amy got in first, though, eh?
Yeah.
Only kidding, Amy. Only kidding.
So NFP today. I'm on the bearish side. I have a position since the morning, and since actually Wednesday, I have 4 positions in total. I think the labor market is still too strong. The forecast today, in my experience, it's just way too low. The deviation is only 9k, but if you look at the historical NFPs, you can see that usually the deviation, the standard deviation, is in the range of 100,000s. At least tens of thousands. For example, there was a big surprise back in February. 185 forecast, 517 actual. Boom. Big surprise. The forecast is always around 200k, but when was the last time it was at 200k? Not this year. Not this year. Not under my watch. Once again, if you're new to the channel, please hit the like button. If you're new to trading, don't trade. Just look how the data is going to move the market. If you have a higher NFP number, that means it's very inflationary because it signals that the job market is running out of steam. And no, I'm talking rubbish. The job market is still too strong if you have a higher NFP number, because more jobs have been created, more salaries are being distributed in the economy, and that money is going to be spent on goods and services. That is inflationary. And we have 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on the bearish side, but anything is possible because NFP is the most incorrectly forecasted data. So please be careful. Don't risk too much. And we have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the data is, where is non-farm payroll? 100, oh fuck, imagine, forget, close down the buys, close down the sales, sorry, close down the sales. Is it correct? 185. Okay, let's have a look on the position. Quickly entering into a buy, because that is, quickly enter into buy. Fuck, my MetaTrader is going crazy. Okay. Okay. Alright. So, entered into buy, putting the stop loss below, closing down all the sells on gold, because that is going to be quite high. No, they'll enter into sell shit. Okay, now entering into buy. Entering into buy. Finally managed. And I think I'm going to target around 1957. Yeah, that's reasonable. Wow, the labor market isn't as strong as I was expecting. But the good thing is that we had a plan, and that plan was in case if the NFP is going to be lower than expected, then we're going to switch into a buy. That's exactly what we did. And quickly, let's have a look on the other data. Unemployment rate, wow, that's quite strong. So that is quite a mixed data. Let's have a look how gold is doing. I think there is a bit of a shizzle. Traders and investors now debating whether the economy is too strong because the low unemployment rate, or the job market is getting weaker because of the low non-farm payrolls. Average hourly earnings is actually increasing. Shit, that's not helping. So we're going to stay into the buy because focusing on NFP. But let me just show you. As more data, we have unemployment rate 3.5, very, very inflationary. Non-farm payrolls, very deflationary. We have average hourly earnings, again inflationary because it's increasing. So which data are you focusing on, guys, when we have so many data on our plate?
NFP. Non-farm employment change.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's very mixed data, not enough to push. The thing is, gold is ranging in this consolidation. It's easier to show on TradingView. We have this consolidation, and gold is just stuck in it for 4 days now, 3 days. All right. So, not an easy day. Wednesday was good in ADP, but today we have a mixed data. We have two deflationary and one inflationary, no, two inflationary, one deflationary data. NFP is the deflationary, and average hourly earnings with unemployment is the inflationary. So what do you think, guys? Is it gonna go up or down? Is it a buy or sell?
I think it's still a buy, but I think it might not be able to go too much. Maybe it can touch 150, maybe, or 14 something. But the market is definitely debating over it.
Yeah, it is debating. I can imagine, I can see investors and traders standing with their dick in their hands, scratching their heads like, fuck, is it a buy or sell now?
Yeah, because the 187,000 job is like, it should still go up. That one is like 10%, almost 10% under the consensus estimation. Almost like.
Yeah, but I think that's 13k. You know, the 200k is a psychological level, but I think when was the last time that non-farm payroll was around 187,000?
Yeah.
It was not in the past 2 years.
Yeah, the psychological level. Yeah. Agree.
So, guys, it's not an easy today because we have inflationary unemployment rate, we have inflationary average hourly earnings, but on the other hand, we have a non-farm payroll is actually quite deflationary, and gold is struggling to move out from this consolidation. Sometimes you do have this crap, but the most important, you make a plan, and my plan is on the chart. And I plan that if we have a lower NFP number today, which is very deflationary due to the cooling and contracting job market, I'm going to buy NFP. I'm going to buy gold, and I'm sticking to the analysis. And it's running in £400 profit. Wow. Good.
That's a lot of ice cream.
Okay.
All margin.
No stop loss. Triple your money
What's your
Friday.
target, Thomas?
Whenever I'm happy, but 1947 is going to be. I think if you ask me, previous highs 1945, 1947 is reasonable. 100 pips, come on, that's good. And it's running in 30 and 10 pips of profit.
Yeah, I think it will continue at this rate.
Thomas, the sentiment is almost 80% long.
Because the data, so you can't argue with data. Usually when it's outside data release, I wouldn't look at the sentiment, but when it's data, the consensus usually is right. And there are enough people, it just only confirms there are enough people behind the hypothesis, and that should help gold to push a little higher. Just need to be patient. Usually when it's outside summer season, price already would have moved, you know, hundreds of pips, but during the summer it's painful, isn't it?
Doesn't want to move.
Yeah, it is slow.
Hi, Thomas. One question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you always prepare for this data, or which data I should focus to wait on before after it is printed, or which data I should make a game plan before?
Yes, I always do. How long you been a member, Martin?
For 1 or 2 months.
So you probably noticed that I'm trading the same news over and over and over. Initial jobless claims, PMI, CPI, NFP, and yes, I always make a plan. And just to show you how ridiculously organized I am, let me show you my CPI chart.
Oh, yeah.
That's
respect.
This is how I plan everything. Every single CPI I'm trading, every single CPI I'm following. But let me show you my NFP chart.
$38.50.
I've seen this today, this picture. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thomas, show more. The more you show, go will go even
Thomas,
higher.
I have get out.
Hey, yeah. I've been profit, guys.
Yeah, the more you show, just continue showing. The more you show, gold will get higher. So just go on.
Should I pull down my trousers then? Yes,
Remove
yes,
your
yes.
shirt. Remove your shirt.
Yes, guys. There you go. Unbuttoning my shirt.
There we go, man.
Ooh.
Yep.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh, Amy already blushed with Dorothy.
Crazy, you're crazy, you lot.
Bring it on. Triple your money Friday, innit?
Wagwan.
Come on.
Wagwan,
Jamaica.
Let me put some music on.
Thomas, where's your take profit?
Oops. My take profit. Don't look at my take profit. Ask yourself.
No,
Where would you put your take profit? Ask your bank account.
I know. I've actually got it at around 45. Come on.
I put mine 47.
Have you? Okay. I'm not copying you. I've just put it at 45 because my heart's in my mouth at the moment.
Thomas, as
Oh,
the
I thought
data
you were gonna
is
say something else. Oh my god.
You can trailing. You can
Thomas
trailing.
is being rude. You're thinking rude thoughts, Thomas.
I'm trailing stop, man.
Oh yeah, okay.
Are you guys in profit?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. I'm profit on demo.
How are the guys on YouTube? Are they in profit?
No idea.
Any comments there?
Well, I hope so because I showed them the buy.
Thomas, thank you very much. That's it for me. I already pop it. Close the trade. Thank you very much. Thomas number 1.
Thomas, thank you.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thomas, thank you very much, Thomas, from Malaysia.
Yeah, sorry guys. The data actually surprised me because it was not what I was expecting. But this is why it's good when you have a plan ready. You can change according to the plan.
I'm out now, Thomas. Thank you so much.
I'm out.
I couldn't hold my nerve anymore.
It's alright.
It's good for me.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you once more.
Thomas, can you hear me?
Crystal clear.
Yes, as the data is very deflationary. It's lower than the forecast. Can be there any pause in rate hikes?
What was the question again? Sorry.
As the data is very low than the forecast.
What data?
So can we expect any pause in rate hike?
Kartik, what
in
can you just what
NSP
can you
data.
explain? Can you explain what data?
Oh.
Maybe I wait just to pull back and re-enter again. I think it's good. Just a little bit. Just betting 25%
I must
of my
lose another
profits on this
button.
entry.
I must lose another button. It's coming down a bit.
Oh, I should take off my shirt. No, no, just kidding. Emmanuel Gonzalez just made good money. Julie Arcia, you guys made money. Very good, very good. Yes, profit. Everyone made profit today. Made 0.25%. That's good. Made money. All right, guys. This is how we do it. Triple your money Friday. If you want to join the Alpha community, look right into the chat. I'm going to close down the joining today. So if you want to see Amy, join today.
Yeah. Don't waste
Ricardo.
time, guys. Don't waste time.
Don't waste time. Join the Alpha community.
Join
Anyway.
the Alpha community. Yes, for sure. It's one of the best.
Indeed.
It is the best, I have to say.
Guys, I'm gonna call it today. We made, 50 pips, 30 pips, 100 down, 50 up. It's over 1,000, so I'm gonna book 1,000 and walk away.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you again.
Thank you again.
See
and
you
have
all
a lovely
on Monday.
Have a nice weekend.
See you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Thomas. Enjoy your
Nice
weekend.
weekend.
Thomas.
Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
Hey guys.
Last weekend.
Guys, if you would like to join the Alpha community and get the same level of daily analysis with morning briefings, join the Alpha community. Today I'm going to raise prices, so the Pro plan is going to go up from 399 to 699 pounds, and the Premium is going to be over £1,000. So if you want to grab the opportunity to get the 50% off the normal price, there are 2 memberships available, and that is the end of the discount period. There was just way too many discounts. I have to put a limit on how many people are joining. Long story short, joining link is below the video, or if you look right in the chat, the link is pinned into the YouTube chat. Thank you so much, guys. It was a wonderful day. Let's have a final look on the position. It's running in. It's still running in 50 pips profit. It's good. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good day and see you all next week. This is the Alpha FX. Szia Peti, nem zavarlak? Küldtem egy üzenetet a Facebookon, majd meg tudnád változtatni a Discord linket, légy szívet. Nagyon szépen köszönöm. Puszi, szia!